and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to welcome everyone to this year-end meeting for the town council. I'll start with roll call. Jason Little.
Here.
Patricia Ball.
Here.
Kevin Burke.
Here.
Michael Johannes is absent. Brian Ward.
Here.
Also present, Clerk Treasurer Jane Lindsay, Attorney Kevin Patmore, and department heads. And special guest, Daryl Schmidt.
We're going to turn it over to Daryl right now. You're the first one on the agenda.
I put you first.
Awesome, thank you. Well, thank you guys for having me, Daryl Schmidt. Like I was saying briefly, I'm our state senator for District 48 now, for the people at home, which is Gibson, DuBois, Pike, Spencer, Perry, and Crawford counties. Farmer over on the west side of Ireland, Otwell area, and I've been our state senator replacing Senator Messmer, who's now Congressman Messmer. So basically a little brief thing. When I got started here last year, got involved, went up my first session, got involved with Senate Bill 1, kind of scared me to death when I saw the first version of it. So I had a couple choices. I could either bury my head in the sand and complain about it or get involved and make it the best bill I could. And so I worked behind the scenes and advocated, coming from the local level. I was on the DuBois County Council prior to this. So tried to make that the best bill possible and then ultimately supported it. So now there were so many questions about Senate Bill 1 and other things that I made a commitment to try to get to every town council, city, and county council meeting here just to introduce myself so you know who I am. I'll give you guys my cell phone here after a while. And then try to help explain Senate Bill 1. And before you guys, I gave you a packet of different information. These were packets that basically we created staff up at Indy to try to help explain Senate Bill 1. How it affects us, the difference, the strategy of it, how it helps veterans. There's also, I gave you a breakdown of all revenue projections post-Senate Bill 1 for the next 3 years for every unit in District 48. Just kind of for comparison and things, and you can look at the, most people didn't get a reduction in income, but it was a reduction of the increase. So that's in there, and then there's also some information concerning the budget last year, and just tax and fiscal and local income tax information, property tax information, all things that I thought would be very helpful when I was on the council. And it's one of my priorities up there that the state and the bureaucracies do a really good job creating a lot of documentation, a lot of information. But getting that information to people like us at the local level that need it, there's room for improvement. So that's one of my goals, is to continue and to give you guys more information where you can help make better decisions. So just a little brief background of Senate Bill 1. When I got up there, I started asking a lot of questions. We're at the state level, we have a biennial budget, okay? So we just completed the budget here in 2025, the next budget will be in 27. So at the end of the 2023 budget, everybody's assessed value and taxes were going up so much through COVID, and a lot of the inflation, we might or might not have overheated the economy. So there was a lot of change and a lot of consternation, and people were concerned. So April of 2023, they started a study committee studying and looking at our tax structure overall in Indiana. Indiana has the 6th most complicated property tax structure in the country. So they basically started out with 3 goals. Number 1, delivering more decision-making power to the local level, simplicity, and transparency. Okay, those were the 3 goals. So this is, and in some of that information, it's basically a 7-year process to simplify more decisions to us at the local level. So this will be done in phases. It wasn't accidental that most things won't take effect until 2027. or 2028. That gives us time to react to any unintended consequences. The committee that started and created all these changes, they started meeting in July already, looking at potential changes. They're very tight-lipped. I don't know what they are, but we should start seeing some of those changes possible, okay, as when we go back in and get into session. The simplicity piece, it might take 18 different calculations to try to figure out your property taxes and deductions. So a lot of this, there's still going to be some direct credits, for veterans and elderly, but instead of deductions overall, it'll be base credits. But ultimately, when we get to year 7, the 1% cap people, okay, we have 1 and 2 and 3%, but the one that's basically our homesteads, they will be ultimately at a 2/3 assessed value deduction. Okay, so if your home's worth $150,000, the 1%ers will have a $100,000 deduction on their assessed value, so it'll be tax rate times 1/3. The 2% cap people, which will be rental properties, land, they'll have, by the time we get to year 7, a 1/3 assessed value deduction. And then the 3% people, corporations, stuff, they'll be paying tax rate times full assessed value. So that's kind of the simplicity piece, and then there's still some things to be worked out on LIT, on local income tax. Okay, Spencer County's unique. Actually, you guys have the lowest local income tax in the state at the 0.08% as a county. Okay, you guys will have the municipalities 3,500 and above will have the ability to create their own local income tax. It'll basically be separated from the county. Municipalities under 3,500, which is everybody, in Spencer County, and I guess you guys, I believe, by population, are the largest community in Spencer County. So it will still be, you will have to create through an ordinance, details worked out, where you could, if you chose to create a local income tax just for you guys, individually. That's kind of breaking it down to the most local level. Don't have to, but that's a possibility where you guys will have that ability to, if people are clamoring for more tax relief, you can lower your local income tax. If you have the opposite, if you have people that are really wanting more things done in the community, you'll have the ability to create the local income tax and adjust it, annually, which is putting it right down here at the local level where we can be more efficient in doing it. If either direction, up or down, depending what local needs are, we can react quicker and we can react quickly. In 2015, our state income tax was 3.4%. Okay, now, as we move to 2027, the state income tax collected will be 2.9%. And that should be in you guys' information here. But so, as we look from 2015, it was 3.4, and 2027 it's 2.9. So as a state, we've reduced the amount of income taxes that are going to be collected at the state level. So if we so choose at the local level to use that to balance out the gaps from the reductions in property taxes, we have the ability to do that. So I look at it as not if we're using it at the local, it's not like that we're necessarily raising taxes at the local level. We're kind of changing where the money is collected. So instead of collecting at the state and the state or the federal government dictating how we're spending our money, the money at the local income tax, we can choose what to collect and how much here at the local level. And I trust us to do a much more efficient job collecting the taxes at the local level than being dictated to from the state or the federal government. So that is the overall goal, and this stuff is phased in over 7 years. And we're going to be able to make some adjustments, and like I said, I don't know what those are at this point. But that's kind of the intent. More decisions for us locally, and simpler and more transparent. So, any questions on that? I go through this, and I kind of like it. I get excited about all the numbers and the things that we can do. So, if I talk too quickly, I apologize. I don't want to take too much of your time on Christmas. If there's some questions, I'm happy to answer them now, or we can kind of talk about them later. I'm here not to stick my nose in your business, but just to put a face with the name And then anything that you need moving forward, I want you to feel free to, get on the phone and you can growl at me and it's okay. I don't take offense to any of that. I got involved because, we have to have regular people, normal people that want to get involved in the process. You guys are dedicated public servants, and that's why you're all sitting in the room tonight. So when I was on the county council, I had to think, well, man, can I do that? Should I do it? Can I advocate more for local government, staying here locally? And I chose that I think I can advocate for us locally, but at the state level and try to bring some common sense. So that's my story in a nutshell. If you've got any questions, fine. If not, I'll take up no more of your time.
I just wanted to bring your attention, earlier this month I sent you a letter along with Representative Bartels because the town council has 2 pieces of legislation we'd like you to consider introducing this session. One concerns our water utility. Other than Santa Claus, our biggest asset here in Santa Claus is probably our water utility. We have an infinite source of water, and both businesses and other local communities have reached out to the town about possibly supplying them with water. We already supplied Ginger Ale and Christie, but Huntingburg's actually discussed it with us. Even Jasper's made overtures about if there's a possibility. Currently, state law prohibits us from extending our water utility more than 4 miles outside the boundaries.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I apologize. I don't know where that got sent to, but
It's probably still in the pipeline, I'm sure.
Well, I know, but that's another thing. What I want to do, I will give you the email that comes personally to me.
Okay.
So everything, if you hear me on the radio, when I do the State House spotlights on the radio, or what's in the paper, just to be quiet, that's a phone number that goes to the staff at Indianapolis and email. Because I couldn't get them all. Anyway, you can only imagine.
Yeah.
So I'll give that to you because I apologize, but no, happy to help because we need to do that.
Yeah. The other thing we looked at is food and beverage tax. Santa Claus probably has the biggest impact on both the regional economy and even the state economy, bringing in upwards of $10 million in state retail sales tax revenue. We're probably the town with the largest number of visitors that does not have a food and beverage tax, which would have astronomical impacts to allow the town to make improvements to even further advance that tourism industry in the local community. We'd like you to consider introducing legislation to allow the town, along with the other 70 or so municipalities already that can do a food and beverage tax, to put up to a 1% food and beverage tax on meals served here in Santa Claus.
Okay. Well, I'll have to look into that. I don't know the details exactly how that all works, but.
Yeah. There has to be enabling legislation. Jasper just did it for their
Yeah, I realize that,
tennis
yeah.
center or something like that.
Yeah, I'm familiar with it, but I just don't exactly know.
Yeah, so we've explored it.
Senator Messmer was involved in that one, so I don't know how the details of that work.
So I drafted legislation, sent it to you with an explanatory letter too, so if you give me your email.
I will, I'll do
forward
that.
it
So
to
I
you.
apologize, I haven't seen it yet.
That's okay, I figured you didn't.
We understand red tape. It takes a while.
We're working on that. That's one of my other goals.
Yeah.
That's part of the simplicity and making everyone accountable and efficient.
Just since you were here face to face, I thought I'd mention
Absolutely,
this.
that's why I'm here. Absolutely. Any other?
What I was gonna say, we're on public,
Yes.
okay, so you might not wanna give your phone number.
Yes. I'll give you my card here in a little bit. But yes, no, I figured we were. That's why I was kind of explaining, duplicating myself and stuff to make sure everybody, that was listening at home could also have a good understanding of what's going on. So-
And the public can come to us if they need to get closer
Okay,
to you.
absolutely. I'm happy to help, do whatever I can.
Jane, did you have
I
something?
just want to go back to the local income tax. Could you clarify for the council and also for the community that we can choose to increase our local income tax, but because we're below 3,500, that actually gets decided by the county?
Well, yes, what'll happen since you're less than 3,500, and this could potentially be one of the changes, but at this point, they had to come up, and forgive me, I can't remember the number that were above 3,500, but they were picking that number to start out to make sure it was manageable, both at the state level and how to administer this. Not to say that magic number is always going to be 3,500, but at this point, municipalities under 3,500 will have to petition I don't know if that's the exact word, but petition the county councils to do that, okay? A lot of this is gonna become more clear moving forward now. The Department of Revenue does not have numbers, income level and numbers based off of, counties or townships or municipalities. So when they're going through next year, 2025, payable 2026, they're gonna start tracking that information. So then after we get through next year's cycle, then we're gonna be able to realistically make projections, because there's no way you could even make projections now on what potential effects would be on the local income tax. So there's not a fundamental goal to change from property tax to income tax, but it's gonna be a tool that we can use to balance it out. But yes, you will have to go to petition the counties. I don't envision that being a roadblock. If it is, I'm sure then the state will have to get involved. This is all a process.
So you don't expect local politics to play a part in that if the county council is run by one political party and we're run by a different one? You don't feel like that is gonna be a roadblock in us getting approved?
And to be quite honest, I have no idea. I really don't pay any attention to people's political affiliations or what. I've got 140,000 people that I'm trying to be a megaphone for. But if that becomes an issue, then we'll have to address that. But at this point, it's you guys and the people within your municipality are petitioning. I view the county as only being a pass-through if you guys decide to do something like that. So if that becomes a problem, the beauty of the whole thing is too, as we're making our decisions at the local level and we're being empowered more, that's also an accountability tool, because it's going to be easier to enact change at the local level if people aren't representing their constituents the way they wish. You know what I mean? Sometimes we don't feel like, maybe in the federal elections, that we have as much input or control or respond as quick, but I feel at the local level, the response will be quicker. So I hope that's not the case, but I can't guarantee you that's not the case. And my goal is to be out helping, explaining this and helping to make sure it's implemented the way that it needs to be. So I would probably say that's one of my responsibilities. If things are going awry, then that's part of my responsibility to make sure that it's managed correctly.
That's good to know.
How about that? That's serious. That's kind of the way I view it. So,
Good to know.
any other questions or?
Looking forward to talking through this.
Okay, yes.
Appreciate you coming down.
No, absolutely, and I'll stay for the rest of the meeting. I always try to come to make them all just how appropriate that I end up. I missed the Columbus Day one because, anyway, I didn't know, but that's okay. How much better can it be to come to Santa Claus, on the 22nd of December for a town council meeting, right? How appropriate.
Yes.
So, thank you for your time, I appreciate it.
Okay,
Glad
thank
you're
you.
here.
Next thing we have on the agenda is comments from the public. The public here, so we're gonna move on. Comments from the council. First of all, I want to thank all the people that came to town over the past 2 weeks for the celebration of Christmas, partaking in the events that we had. Hopefully the ice skating thing went well.
It did really
If
well.
we can, if we want to speak about that, anybody?
I do want to say that our town, actually, through Jane's leadership, had inflatables in the community center. And so I took my granddaughter, and the skating was awesome, she loved that. But the inflatables were the large ones, so every child could play on the inflatables. And I just want to thank you for leading that.
Well,
Appreciate that very much.
But I do not take credit for the inflatables, as it was a full committee that.
I agree, but they said that you had a lot to do with that part, so thank you.
Anybody else have anything else?
I have on here, the December 26th.
Oh, yes, okay, this is a good time to do that. Federal government, for this year, passed the 26th as being a federal vacation day. And I think, I'm of the opinion that what better time to celebrate our employees in light of just the fact that we appreciate them, than to give them the 26th as a holiday this year. And you understood it was only for this year so far?
That's correct.
Yes, and so, I'll make a motion that we give the 26th as a holiday, and then we can have discussion. So I make a motion that we honor our employees with December 26th as a local holiday.
How does it affect our
So,
ordinance?
well, we will have to amend it. I did bring an amended ordinance tonight. If after discussion, you guys, wanna follow through with that. I've amended the, 2025 salary ordinance to include, and it's in your packet. The only change to the ordinance is after, in the holidays, to add December 26th for the 2025 year only. That's in parentheses, it's in your packet for your review.
Yeah, it's the very first thing.
Okay.
And it is the ordinance that is there's two in here, one for the 26th. It is the one that is labeled, ordinance 2025-08, amending the 2024-08 ordinance. If you will turn to the second page on the holidays, I have December 26th listed as a holiday, but in parentheses for 2025 year only. So if you guys wanna, you would have to first vote that you want to add that as a holiday, and then we would have to have the first reading of the amended ordinance. We would have to have a suspension of the rules, and then we would have to have a second reading. All of that would have to take place tonight because our next meeting isn't until the 29th, which would actually be after we would be paying them on payroll.
And the reason Jane did this was because I discussed with her, my intent to bring it up tonight.
I'm not against it, we just gotta make sure it's logistical here.
And
Alan, you
Kevin
handle
can-
this, Russ, with the.
Kevin, can we-
With your on-call
Kind
person.
of throw the logistics into a mix a little bit, because obviously my employees don't know that this is happening yet. They will expect to show up on the 26th, and now I will be paying everyone holiday pay. So that's something that I didn't consider either in budget or workforce-wise, so.
How will that-
And I don't know, again, it's something that I will have to, what we'll do is just make it a regular holiday schedule type thing, say, look,
The person.
gotta run the lab, gotta run the plant, gotta check lift station, gotta check the water plant. That'd be it, so.
How many people got personal days scheduled on this Friday?
I don't know.
I thought you said your girls were taking some time.
I mean, I only know my department,
Okay.
but I don't know
I have.
employee-wise, I don't know who's all planning.
James, you have anybody?
No, we generally work holidays regardless, so.
Okay.
Right, you take your days other
We
times.
take, we
Yes.
take our days other times.
Yes,
Can those days be moved over to next year if we would offer a holiday? And people have
you know, like, can
taken,
people take their holiday during 2026?
are those days rolled over or not?
No, vacation and personal days are not rolled over, sick time is rolled over.
Okay.
So there would just be pay compensation.
No.
Well, they would have the option to take another day off if they had
But they
time.
can't roll it over.
By the
next year.
31st.
By the 31st.
And that could be a scheduling problem, correct?
Well, I mean, they're not losing
It could
anything
be a
because if they're,
scheduling problem with any department, correct? I would have a number of 3 or 4 people come from every department trying to get their personal days in before the end of the year. Because of this, it could be a problem, correct?
well, I mean, I don't know.
Is it use them or lose them?
For personal and vacation, they have to use it by the end of the year. They
Or
cannot
lose it.
roll in
They
over,
can be
yes.
paid out for it?
They cannot be paid out for it, they just lose it.
If the federal government can make it work, our local government,
The federal government did not offer the Christmas Eve as a holiday off. They had to use personal time for that, correct?
No, it's
No.
No, they-
Christmas
they did
Eve and
20.
No, it's
26th.
Christmas Eve, Christmas
I know,
and,
but before, in previous years, they have used.
Yeah, this was a sudden thing.
but this year they're doing all three.
I mean, the only person who's gonna affect is somebody who had saved a personal day and didn't take it all year thinking, oh, I wanna take off the 26th.
Correct.
And now you're telling them, you didn't have to save that PTO day for the 26th, you were saving all year for vacation day.
which is, I would think, very few
Yeah.
people.
Most of them probably didn't look that far ahead.
Yeah.
It was
Most people I
an
know.
opportunity for
are
it.
This has happened before in history. Barack Obama did it in 2014, George Bush did it in 2007 and 2001. So it has happened before. Where they agree to pay for a couple days there.
I can't take that as a holiday, because my wife also works for the federal government, but she works for the National Park Service, they didn't get it. Everyone else in the federal agency did it. I could get heavily challenged.
You will get it, yeah, I, as a
Doesn't matter,
wife,
you're out salary.
as a wife,
Just another day.
100% understand.
I still have 7 personal days and vacation days total. I get about 6 or 7 every year. I don't have time to take off, so. I think most of my guys have used all their time.
I'll second the motion as long as everything's covered as normal, which I'm sure it will be. I guess, the extra remaining vacation days that people was gonna use for Friday, they'll have to schedule them for one day next week, or,
But even if they lose it, I mean, they're getting paid
yeah,
holiday.
yeah, it's a
versus-
wash.
I mean, it's a wash.
Right,
If they
that's what I was gonna
can't
say, they get
schedule it.
paid, right?
Yeah.
They get
It's
paid.
It's just gonna benefit the other employees.
So I think that the council at one point had resolved to pay holiday pay only on the actual holiday day, i.e. Christmas. You get paid if you work Christmas Day, not the day off the prior. We get Christmas Eve off as well.
The handbook actually says the holiday, however, the holiday is what the council approves as a holiday.
Correct.
It does not you don't get holiday pay for observed days. So like if Christmas fell on a Saturday and Friday it was observed as the holiday, you wouldn't get holiday pay unless you worked on
Exactly,
Saturday.
and that's what I'm saying.
Right, so this would be considered, if they pass this would be considered a holiday. It wouldn't be an observed holiday because they're declaring the 26th as an actual
Right.
holiday.
Right, but in order to get holiday pay, you have to work that day as well, as for the time and a half,
Yes.
whatever it is for holiday pay. So
Yes,
that may cause some dissension amongst the troops, if you will. So if someone had chosen to take a vacation or personal or sick day that day, then they would swap it out, but they wouldn't necessarily have to come into work, so I wouldn't need to be fully staffed if it's a paid holiday, or typically, we are not fully staffed on holiday.
Right.
So we have a first and second, correct? On the floor. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. All those opposed say nay.
I abstain from my son.
Oh, yeah, just like works for the town.
I say no.
So if it was 50-50, that would come out of the clerk treasurer voting,
it's,
or you the tiebreaker?
What was it? I thought
2-1
Two.
abstain.
Oh,
an
Two,
abstention.
wasn't it?
yeah.
So the 2 wins. But you're not going to suspend the rules
Right,
and have a vote, because you have to have more, you have to have 4 votes to suspend the rules and pass it on the first night.
Right.
Introduction, so.
so even though you guys approved the holiday, Kevin is voting no, so he's gonna potentially vote no against the ordinance, and it's a dead.
Then it's dead in the water. So,
But we've got a yes on the approved holiday according to Patmore, so I think that we can do the first reading of the ordinance, right? And it'll just get shot down then.
Yeah, you had the first reading.
You had the first
passed,
reading.
but now you would have to have a motion to suspend the rules to
You're
allow
not
passage
having a
on
motion.
night of introduction.
yeah.
And then it takes basically all four votes, yay, in order to pass it tonight.
So do we even mess with suspending the rules? Probably not.
I think we should
Okay.
take the vote.
Yeah,
If we
if you want- if
approve the
someone-
first reading, we
if
need to
someone-
take the vote.
Okay,
They took the vote on the first reading.
Right.
yes.
So now it would be someone needs to make a motion to suspend the rules.
Okay, I make a motion to suspend the rules.
Second the motion.
Okay, I have first from Trish to suspend the rules with Jason seconding it. Any other discussion? Who are we suspending?
So that we can read.
So we
both
could do the
readings.
second reading.
For the second reading tonight, for the salary, to make Christmas, the day after Christmas, a holiday.
This is just to make it a holiday.
Right, exactly.
For this year,
For this year.
for
Just this year.
2025.
Mhm.
Like, with my son working for the town, we're ready to still stay.
Technically, you don't have to abstain, I mean, you don't have a financial interest in it, I mean, just because he's a town employee. You voted on the salary.
I understand where he's coming from. I mean, I
Yeah.
get that.
Exactly.
Totally get that
I don't
100%.
think you have a conflict of interest with regard to it. I don't think you're required to abstain.
So all those in favor to suspend the rules, say aye.
Aye.
So you have suspended the rules, now someone
Yes.
would need to make a motion to approve.
I make a motion to approve the second reading of ordinance 2025-08.
Second.
I have a first from Patricia and a second from Jason to make that a holiday. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, say nay. Nay.
Fails.
Fails. Okay,
Without our other properties.
yes, we did, we took care of all the business. All right. Thank you for listening to my petition.
Okay, the next thing we have on the agenda is the fire department.
So I got the, as always, I get the Clay Township agreement every year. Got a check for $6,700 for our third of Clay Township. I just need permission to sign the agreement. Encloses a check for $6,700 for year 2025. Encloses the 2026 fire protection agreement. The sum to be paid at the December of next year will be $6,800. So they wanted me to sign and return. It's the same agreement. Every knows it every year. I just need you guys.
I'll make a motion for Max to sign the agreement for another year.
I have a first from Jason.
One second.
Other thing I got, everybody familiar, Russ probably knows when the power went down at the other night.
Just a minute,
We need a vote.
We gotta vote
We got
for
a
this,
motion.
yep. Got a first and second. Yeah, we have a fir- he said second, no,
Jason Little made the motion
No, he
and
said
Brian
second.
Warren seconded.
I thought you said, wait a minute, for a second. Okay, okay, I'm sorry. So all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, say nay. Let be known, passes 4-0.
now you can go.
Okay, everybody familiar, the power went down a couple weeks ago at the community center, that one of the legs burned off the phases, one of the phases burned off. Well, it fried our heating unit, the coil, when it powered back up. So I've got an estimate.
Single phase.
Do what?
It's single phase.
So I got an estimate to replace it. I don't know where the money's gonna come. I totaled up all the excess funds, but I won't be able to encumber it because it's an estimate. It's not an invoice. So I would like to move, I made a total of all the excess money, which I do every year, for you guys to be able to move it into equipment.
And these transfers I'm gonna be bringing to next Monday's
Yes,
meeting.
right.
I'm gonna combine them all in one
The
resolution.
It's on forced air right now,
Forced
so it's
air.
probably jacking the electric bill
Oh,
up.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so it's on forced air.
Thank you, sir.
So that's how much left in all the funds.
So is, who installed that still over?
Goodorf,
I'm not gonna say it out loud.
How long ago was that stuff?
2012. December 2012.
There should have been a phase monitor on that to detect that from being single phased. I'm just a dumb maintenance guy though, so.
Yeah,
uh,
he knows what he's talking about, so, yeah. So what kind of estimate do you have?
Well, it's 6,300.
Oh, 6,300?
$2.17, but they charge tax. So you've got to take 338.04 off. They charge sales tax, Indiana sales tax for tax.
338 goes away,
Yes.
okay.
So it'll be like $5,900 or some
Right.
change. So,
Isn't, I mean, this is my ignorance, but is something like that not a rainy day kind of issue?
I don't think it would be.
I mean, that's just me asking because, you know, I don't know. So,
Well,
I mean, you're talking
dig a
about,
little deeper here. It's the fire station, the fire department don't own the fire station.
that's exactly right, we do.
So I don't know why Max never worried about paying.
Exactly.
We, my
It's
opinion.
our fire station.
Well, that's what your fire budget, that's what that's for.
Right, exactly. But I see this being a rainy day issue because it's a non-preventable, correct? We had nothing to do with it.
Be unforeseen. It's-
Yes.
But if you got money left in your budget.
I know.
Just move over, you wanna use that money rather than rainy day.
I know, but then you're, I mean, taking from something perhaps you could use elsewhere. That's all I'm thinking.
But he's not going to this year.
Can't
I
do
know.
that.
That's the thing, is if he's got money left, then he's.
Yeah, like I said, I'm just asking out of ignorance. I do not know how that all.
If it was
Right.
January, it would make sense, use the rainy day.
Yeah, if it was earlier in the year.
but like I said, it ain't, we ain't gonna get billed for this, because this is just an estimate. It might be more.
I know. So
So
can we
we
do
can't
an
really
overage?
encumber it because it's not
Right.
an invoice. So we
No,
can't
it'll
do
come
it
out of
this year.
Next year's budget.
Right. There is a couple of things I do wanna buy yet with this 5,900.
Okay,
It includes the match for the radios. They came in today. They're delivered, so.
so because the repair and the quote, the true quote won't happen until 2026,
Right.
can it be considered a rainy day issue? Because it's not an act of God, but you know, a unpreventable situation.
Well, you can spend rainy day on pretty much anything, so it doesn't really matter, but, I mean, if it's not gonna be done until next year, then I'd wait until next year. The question would be, can you get a firm estimate or a firm
Quote,
by the 29th, so you can encumber monies for next year?
What if the work was performed and the invoice was saying net 30? I mean,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, if you actually get it and have the bill, that would be a better thing to do if you want to encumber money for this year. You got money available in the budget this year to pay for it, whether it be rainy day or otherwise.
But we can't encumber it if we don't have an invoice.
That's what, well, that's what I'm asking, you've got a week here, you've got another meeting on the 29th, so,
When did he say he could get to it?
but obviously, the holidays are.
Call.
I know, that's
I
the
mean,
problem,
that's
is
the
that we're
We're
in
gonna
the
have to
middle
order
of,
it in, I'm sure,
yeah,
with these
Or can
holidays.
they give us a firm number so we can actually have
a
a
plan.
agreement with them that they will do it for X price on, by next Monday?
But like Trish
This-
said, if
this
it's
is
not
a-
in his 26 budget, they can always pay for out of rainy day in 26 or something.
Yeah, they can't.
This is if you
wait till
element out of
26.
this, out of this,
But this way you can carry this. money over to
geothermal
next year,
system,
this
right?
money from this year's budget next year.
So
If
that's
you have
gonna
to
be,
commit. It's up to you.
oh, don't get me started on this.
No, I know. Well, can I, okay, I'm gonna make a motion that we,
Yeah. But that way you could use 2025 money still.
Exactly.
But that's the only way you can still use 2025 money.
But he's wanting to use this money as a match, correct?
Some of the money for a match, and then I wanna use the rest of it to buy the battery to finish that grant from the community foundation.
Yes,
Well, so if you already have this money spent, it doesn't matter.
right. This money, I mean, at least.
I just
a
need
portion-
permission to move this amount into equipment.
Okay, so we just need to move this money now into equipment.
I
And then
would-
we're just gonna have to deal with the problem when we have a real
I would
bill.
like to table this until the 29th meeting, so I can review these accounts
Okay.
and make sure that we have the
Just
money to move
numbers.
it.
Okay.
Because this is the first I'm seeing of this, so I would
Yeah, I've been
ask
working
that
on
this
it.
not get approved
okay.
until the 29th meeting, so I can
Okay,
review it first.
okay. So 12/29, we will consider this after, James. And then we're gonna worry about that bill when we have a real bill. Or a real quote.
I'll get him going to get the parts.
I know,
Because they need
It's
permission to order
Christmas.
these parts.
yeah, it's Christmas. Okay,
And that's all I have.
thank you, sir.
All the department heads, just keep that in consideration. If we're getting down to year end, you need to submit this to the clerk before the meetings, so she can verify.
Yeah, they've been working with me. I worked with James today and Zach. I
So
worked
you
with
got
last
it,
week.
you
so-
got it a week.
Mhm.
Yeah, we're good.
Yep.
Okay, thank you, Max. Park and Rec's not here tonight. Do you have anything from Zach?
No,
Okay, the building inspector's not here, so we're gonna move on to the police department.
It's you.
I don't have anything.
Cool.
I like that you're talking about rainy day and things happening.
Because of your cars.
You know, my luck's been here the last month. I'm assuming, Jane, you're gonna talk about that on the maintenance budget. I'll tell you right now, it's probably no less than 4,500 to 5,000 over. I do have some money that I can move around.
we've
But
worked
I'm
on that
also-
today, but part of the transfers will probably be moving from rainy
Yeah,
day
some-
to his vehicle maintenance
Yeah.
fund because of all the
Accidents.
mishaps and things
Yeah.
that have happened. So that's gonna be on the transfer list for next.
Just for the record, these are not officer accidents. These are deer versus car and
And also manufacturing.
manufacturer issues.
A lot of
And other
manufacturing
human-
issues, and he's probably familiar with all the parts and this and that, so. We actually got the 2020 Durango back, and then it immediately went down the same day because the fuse panel, so they put a new fuel pump in it.
The thick one.
What they discovered was the fuse was not burning out like it should, so it caused the fuel pump to overheat. And that's what killed the fuel pump. So we put a new fuel pump on it. They didn't discover the issue with the fuse panel not functioning properly until he got it back. And it died again and he couldn't get it started, so they had to replace the whole fuse panel. I've yet to get the bill for that. But the fuel pump alone was $1,000 bill. So now I'm waiting on the fuse panel bill. So that just
Did
give
it
me-
damage the fuel pump again?
No,
Thank goodness.
no, because once it died, we just parked it and
Yeah.
we didn't want to take a chance on it tearing up $1,000 fuel pump. Which took us 2.5 weeks to get the fuel pump.
Yep.
And it took us another week to get the fuse panel. It's back on, it's running, everything's working properly. Knock on wood. But, yeah, so you're talking about rainy day and things that happen. This is definitely not what we planned for this year.
Nope.
Every vehicle in the fleet has went down at least once this year except for, well, my truck hit a deer, so it went down too. I wasn't the one driving, so it was somebody else. But anyway, Jane, I'm assuming you'll discuss that with them. So that's all I have unless somebody has questions. I thought the parade went very well. I don't think we had as many people as we normally have, but I think that was due to the cold. My guys all enjoyed it.
And you had the blue Santa.
The Blue Santa went over really well.
Good.
There
There's
was
a
a
good
guy,
crowd here.
Oh, good. There were people who came. I'm glad.
yeah, people, the rain was literally going sideways. And people were still walking in with their kids and babies. The prosecutor came in with her 2-month-old baby and the rain was going sideways. I'm like, wow. 2 kids received bicycles that were purchased by a donor in the public. So that was exciting to give it to them the next day. Yeah, it went well. We'll have them back next year. That was actually Evansville Police Department asked to do that, so. We usually go down every year and help them with Christmas, and they said they wanted to give it back to us, so. And today we delivered 12 families Christmas presents. We took donations for Christmas presents. We had them wrapped. We went all the way from Christney, all the way over to Evanston, St. Meinrad, the village, Dale. So we went out and delivered presents today. It was a good time.
That's a good day.
So, that's all I got.
Well, thank you.
I got something here.
Yes.
With automakers' inability to produce a good vehicle anymore, let's look at leasing.
Okay.
Let's put some numbers
And we looked at
together.
that one time.
And we had some fair vehicles in, but we don't have, I mean, auto parts business, I'm seeing 24-mile vehicles sitting in people's yards with the bank getting ready to come again because they're broke down already and they can't afford to have them fixed.
I think Evansville went down. So I talked to I won't say a neighboring community, because I talked to a chief from a neighboring community, small community like ours, and their vehicle maintenance budget went over $15,000, and he was devastated by that, but he had put 2 brand new engines in 2 different cars.
And they're not getting any better.
I think
Yeah.
leasing sounds like a great idea.
We're small, we don't put enough miles on them.
Yeah.
Let it be somebody else's problem after 4 years.
But I think Evansville had like 22.
Yeah, you said
Those
a lot.
Fords go down.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Not just us, it makes me, I know it's taxpayers' money and I hate it. And I try to treat it like it's my own money, but those are things I can't
Control.
predict it and I can't control it.
Mhm.
So,
No new information from Ford on that? No.
no contact, they haven't tried to contact me. I'm actually dealing with the insurance, not Ford. Ford hasn't contacted me. I've tried to reach out, I've sent emails. Waiting on Sternberg, they said they'll fix it, but now we're waiting on an insurance company from where one of our guys got T-boned the other night. Insurance by state has to give, they have to contact you within 48 hours. We all know when that happened, they get to contact me. So I was told I was the one that had to contact them. I don't think that's correct. I've never had to do that in almost 19 years here. So I spoke with our insurance company today. They, at one point, suggested that we go ahead and have it fixed and pay our $2,500 deductible, and then they'll fight that insurance company to try to get that $2,500 back. And I said, no,
Sure.
not doing
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, why not?
That insurance company needs to take care of our vehicle. So I've got estimates, we're hoping that insurance company reaches out here soon. But they failed to do it within 48 hours, that's required by law, so
I like customer service.
I do too.
amazing.
It's been a good time.
Yeah,
Your vehicle
I'm
situation.
ready for 2026. Fresh start.
Anything else?
That's it. Any
Okay.
questions?
No.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Trail, streets.
Your turn, man.
Water.
The man of the hour, here we go.
I know this shouldn't be a competition, right? But I've also heard that the first liar never has a chance, so hopefully I'm the last liar.
I started first.
James, I feel for you, but it pales in comparison about what I'm ready to say.
Oh,
So,
no. You're gonna make me feel better.
a lot is contingent upon what Ms. Jane says tonight, so I think I will defer to you first.
Okay. So
I know, that was
Yeah, there you
fast.
go.
if you look at resolution 2025-08, we did advertise ahead of time to the public for a public meeting on additional appropriations. It's a long list and it's a lot of money. But this project is our paving project with the Community Crossings grant. And so we have our match. The money was put into the 2026 budget, so we were expecting this project to end in 26. So I'm asking for additional appropriations for the MVH restricted and the Mount Zion Highway road money that we got from NDOT. That money was put into the 26 budget. We need to get that additionally appropriated into the 25 budget so we can use that to pay for our portion and a little bit of local roads and streets. The TIF industrial, that's all for the paving project, the community crossings grant. On the 29th, we are going to have an additional appropriation for the community crossings grant. I did learn from the State Board of Accounts that the community crossings grants need to be appropriated. Sorry,
It's okay.
my daughter calling. And so on the 29th, we did advertise for that. In the past, we had not appropriated for the grants, so this is new knowledge. So we're having to do an additional appropriation to put that community crossings grant money that we've received into the 25 budget, but that had to be advertised separately, and so that's for next week's meeting. So that's what those are for. The TIF industrial additional appropriation, Russ can help with this, but that is for the sewer rehab in the industrial park area, correct?
That's correct, yeah.
Okay. We did not budget for the amount of money that it cost. We are short by
39,000.
Yeah, about 140,000. So that's what the TIF additional appropriation is for bringing that into the 25 budget. The rest of it is just a few extra little things he needs to purchase for the MVH equipment, just a couple minor expenses there. So the amount is large, but like I said, this is money that we had already planned on spending. This isn't a new project. This is a project who has been discussed. It's been set out for bid. It's been approved. The only difference is that the timing of the project, where it ended, and so we could make them re-invoice us and pay it all in the 26 budget. That's up to you guys, but the reason for the additional appropriations is to move that money into the 25 budget so we can approve these invoices that we already have. I can't pay them out until the money's been appropriated for this budget.
So
Which
is,
would make it simpler for you.
yeah, what does make it simpler for you?
Well, it makes it simpler, obviously, because the money's in the 26 budget not to do any of this. But it's not really fair to the vendors. They did a good job. I think we need to have a good relationship with the vendors. They did the work. They want paid. So, yeah, it's a lot of additional work. I'm gonna have to do the additional appropriations. The DLGF has to approve it. We gotta put it all back into the budget. So it is additional work. It's a lot easier to just not pay them and, just pay them in 26,
Yeah.
but
it's done.
Okay.
but it's done. So I feel like we should, try to do our due diligence and get the money in the budget to pay these invoices and not make them hold them.
Can you do all this and
The time we have left of the
and have him a check before the 26th?
No problem.
No problem.
Good answer. Good
Yes.
answer, Dave.
Yes, I'll be working. Me and the DLGF will both be working to get this all completed, but we'll do it. We'll get it done.
Alright, so
You're committed
answering
to this.
question. Do you wanna do it?
Well, yes, I do. I wanna do the right thing and I wanna do what's right by the vendors, so I want them paid.
So you need a motion about the resolution then?
I need a motion for the resolution 2025-08, additional appropriations to move these money for MVH and TIF and back into the 25 budget.
Make a motion to approve resolution 2025-08 as read by the clerk treasurer.
And I second that.
First from Jason, and a second from Patricia for resolution 2025-08. Any other discussion on it? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Let it be known that passes
Why are you
4-0.
looking
Yes, ma'am.
like that?
I was wondering, did you check with the contractors to make sure they did want to get paid this year?
Yeah, I mean, not very many people wanna get paid at the end of the year.
I mean, I don't wanna get paid, I wanna get paid after January.
You're getting paid.
You're getting paid.
I probably won't receive the checks until January 2nd.
I told you I'm driving you, I am driving you to the bank and you are cashing it. Kevin and I have had this
I
discussion.
know.
I am
can see
hand
it.
delivering it and then driving
I
it
wanna
to the
pay
bank.
3.4%.
This is his rough little boy look right here. See that? That's his rough little boy.
I just am not taking my mail meeting down to 31st.
It didn't
I'm
have.
hand delivering it. We've had this discussion.
I'm not invoice paper.
I'm assuming, Russ, they do wanna get paid.
You know,
Yeah,
tax levy-
they have some net 30 invoices, for stone and asphalt that they have to pay.
Yes,
Well,
exactly.
You know,
Appreciate it.
Cash flow is still important, so.
Oh, I'm paying everything I can.
Tax, they haven't had 6 months of cash in check.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So for clarification, I think Jane just said I can pay my bills here. So,
Yep.
with regards to the industrial park, so what we had done, not to get into all the minutia about it, but the industrial park was added to the current project, which was CLB, just as a change order. So we were quoted prices on cleaning, camera, and lighting. The cleaning got to be a little rougher than what we anticipated. That's the reason for that overage. We also have included a contingency in that contract for what we call easement setup. So the way I typically write contracts is that you gotta go in and set your equipment up once, that's part of the deal. If you gotta take that down and relocate to get to another part of the line, then that's an extra cost. So those two things were the two extenuating factors for the overage on that industrial park. So, yeah, we do have a couple of invoices payable to E&B paving, on the, community crossing money. And again, thanks to Jane, I mean, her and I, she had actually been doing most of the work, I've just been feeding her information. So between me and.
And
Max
Candy.
And James,
And
the
Candy.
one she's even here tonight, she probably won't be fresh. So, yeah, and again, so I guess we will consider the invoices at the 29th meeting.
Yes.
Is that how you wanna do that? Yeah, that's perfect, so,
On that. I won't be here.
Yeah, Mike will be here. Brian, will you be here on the 29th meeting?
Yes.
Okay.
yeah,
Kevin,
because,
you're
yeah,
okay
technically,
this
we don't
one?
have the money yet
Okay,
anyway,
so Mike will be here, Jason won't, so we will have a quorum still.
So I will have a couple of invoices to consider at that meeting. They will total to $521,092.93. That also includes the overdig we had to do at the intersection down there, and the other is just regular work invoices. I'll call and go back to better terms. I think,
Can I add to streets now? Is that okay? Can I speak about streets?
I think so. I think I'm done with that regard unless Jane has anything else. So,
No.
Okay.
so at this point, Jane's gonna start the paperwork in motion.
Mhm.
Talk to the, government finance folks, and hopefully we'll have everything squared away by the 29th,
Yes.
and present that invoice, or present those invoices again on the 29th.
But on the 29th, we'll have to do the additional appropriation. We already have the money for the community
Yeah.
crossing, so I can spend it,
Okay,
but it's
great.
to balance that out.
So do you wanna go ahead and entertain those invoices tonight then?
Let's hold on.
Okay. Works for me.
Okay, and I would like to talk about 1450, 1475 Clubhouse Road, if that is all right. I've talked to the highway department. I've also talked to Kay at the courthouse, the planning, and together we determined that two things have to happen. Although we all know it, although it's signed, I have the interlocal agreement here, thanks to Russ and Autumn, his very helpful helper. Kay suggested that although this has already been signed, that I make a motion that we know we have an interlocal agreement for County Road 600 East, which is north of County Road 1475 North. And that is a gravel road outlining the village. Because I've talked to Russ about this, it's 0.2581 miles. Because the type of road it is it will stay a gravel road, and it does not need to be updated for a snowplow. It is a tractor-based road. So, okay, so I need to make a motion that this council is aware that we made an interlocal agreement for County Road 600 East. Only north of County Road 1475 North. I made a motion. We've already got it. The county has already given it to us, but it's adding to our roads, yes.
Yeah, we've had it since.
It's already, yeah, we've had it.
I'll second.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, I have first and second to add County 600 East to our inventory.
It's already been on
It is, but,
Right, exactly.
but,
Just in 22.
planner,
Yeah, we did. last
Yes.
month.
it's all done. Planning asked me to get another vote on it. Yes, thank you. Thanks, okay.
If we already voted on it, why do we need another one
It's already part of our agreement.
I
then?
know.
Part of our agreement.
So should I let it alone? You all tell me.
Why do they want it?
Because we are going to change the name of the other road, and I don't know. I'm just telling
We got
you.
an agreement with the county.
Okay, so because the agreement is already signed and we already possess that road, which does not have a road sign either. There's no road sign at that corner. Then I will let my motion die. Okay?
Why are
Because
they-
it's already signed.
Why are they wanting that?
Okay, I don't know. That's just the discussion.
Yeah, so I forwarded that agreement to
Yes.
Trish because she was telling me the courthouse, or the folks in the courthouse said they needed, I don't know what you call it, another proclamation.
Yeah, I don't know.
Where we signed
I
into
don't
agreement with the county stating that we accept that road into our inventory.
Yes, this was not my motion, it was a motion that I was asked to make. So I will drop my motion, yes I know. All right, so now let's go on to the most important thing. 1450 North separates and becomes 1475. It is agreed by the Highway Department, the Emergency Services, and by the planning that it should be named one name for safety purposes and resource purposes. NDOT has it named Clubhouse Road, which actually is the road that is across from the Christmas Lake Golf Course going to condos, two condominiums. That is Clubhouse Road. The main road is not, according to all of our 911 information. So it is recommended that we change that name to 1450 North. It would also run parallel to 1450 North that connects to 600 further down the road. It is 2.0269 miles, and that would be from Highway 245, all the way to 600. After this council recognizes it as 1450 North, I will take it on to the commissioners. And Kate from planning will go with me. And once we have determined that name, then we just tell NDOT, and NDOT will change it to 1450 North without any issues. So, it's the road that goes all the way from 245 all the way to 600. Yes, the one we just fixed, all the way. It was 1450, no, this is 1475 right here. It changes, yeah, I know. It changes to 1475 because of the way it's scaled, exactly. And then NDOT has it listed as Clubhouse Road on the Highway Department's records. So it's got three names.
All our roads within the town limits have common names, not county names, correct?
Yeah, because the county's based on distance from the baseline.
So why are we wanting to establish a county road name within the town? All the other communities, for example, is, Highway 231 in Jasper is also known as Newton Street. It's also, the road there in Ferdinand, 162, is also known as another name.
Here in town, we've got Christmas Boulevard and all that boulevard.
And the highway down here from Dale changes names 3 times technically. Because we got part of it's 160. 162, 245, let's go Boulevard.
It has been recommended by the county that we change this name to one name. That's number one. Number two, what name will we name it if Clubhouse Road is already recognized as a road that takes a different direction altogether?
That's not a road. Clubhouse Road that you're talking about is not a street. That's a private road.
So the
That's a
Clubhouse
driveway.
Road, Clubhouse Road?
That's a driveway.
Yeah, I know, but Clubhouse Road, Clubhouse Road,
That's not Clubhouse Road. That road going to those condos is not Clubhouse Road.
okay,
It's not a town street.
all right.
It's a private drive.
So do we take Clubhouse Road to the, or Clubhouse,
I'm
whatever it is?
confused, I have always known this as Clubhouse Road.
What?
The one going to the
Going
condos?
past, Nace, what used to be Nace Landing.
Yeah, she's talking about the road going back to the condos.
That's called Clubhouse.
No.
It's on GIS, we looked at it.
Oh, you're talking about the 13th,
The
you're
drive.
talking about the 13th, now, she
Yeah.
might be correct on that, she might be correct
I
on
don't
that,
know.
yeah,
I know,
But it's not a town street.
yeah.
when we get paged out there for law enforcement reasons.
You just had a run out there today.
We just went out there the other day for a burglary.
1475, we went today.
And then when you turn back to the condos.
I was just out there for a burglary the other day, and they gave me the address of Clubhouse Road, which was the golf course.
Which is
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
condos.
No, it's the golf course.
It's all.
And the golf course does not have that name listed on GIS, they have 1450.
Yeah, they sent me the Clubhouse Road, whatever the address is, to
That's
the golf
NDOT's name.
course.
You know, I went to the courthouse, I went to the highway department, I did all this legwork, and now everybody wants to change it, and I just wanna say, man, you guys do the legwork. Because I went, and I found out that the best thing we can do is name it 1450 North. It runs parallel to the other 1450 North, that hits 600. I know for a fact that right now it has 3 names. NDOT's Clubhouse, 1475 changes right at the crook after the village, I guess, or after the gatehouse. And 1450 runs from 245. If you have a better
Well,
suggestion,
the town's already got a name, Clubhouse Road. The town's already named it Clubhouse Road. It's
but
been
it
named-
isn't named that anywhere.
It is, it is in the town ordinances. It's always been named Clubhouse Road.
Okay,
GISs are not correct.
yeah, nothing is correct.
It's just the county's not, it's,
So what are you gonna do on the other side? 245, where it turns back to the
So,
Secretary Church.
This interlocal agreement was before me, so Kevin, maybe you can help me with this. So the interlocal agreement, did they actually give us the road, or are we
No.
maintaining the road and
Maintenance
they
and
maintain a
upgrade.
different road?
That's right,
for
it's
us?
a county road still.
It's still a county road.
well, no, part of it's town.
Yeah,
Okay,
Part of it is town street. The reason we've got an interlocal agreement is because between the new 245 and the curve that we just redid, it is town.
Okay,
It's named Clubhouse Road.
right.
Then, from the curve up to where the golf course, up to Nate's Landing, it's all county. And then from Nate's Landing up to the clubhouse, the north side is in the town, the south side is
Right.
in the county. Then, between the eastern boundary of the village and the western boundary, it's all in the town. And then from there out to 600, it's all in the county. And the reason is because of snow plowing and that kind of thing. It just doesn't make sense to make the county come in
Right.
and do the south lane.
So it's a maintenance
Yeah, it's a
interlocal
maintenance,
agreement,
that's the reason,
right, yeah.
because we've got all kinds of streets around town, because back in the 60s, when you annexed, you only took to the center of the road. Now you take the entire road. But back when all these properties were annexed, back in the 60s and 70s, the town only annexed to the center of the road, so there's the south lane or the north lane, the west lane are in the county, and the other lanes in the town. Other municipalities have this issue too.
on the interlocal agreement, it says maintenance and or upgrade of the following described segments of current county roads is transferred by the county to the town.
So the interlocal agreement's for maintenance, it's.
Yeah.
Of current county roads.
It's the south, but we
I know.
have the
But what
north.
are we gonna do, name the south side?
No, they
Clubhouse
should,
Road?
no, the county should name it. I mean, the county's got other names that have common names, St. Peter's Church Road, highway. All these hilly country roads out there, a lot of them have, because they don't meet the geographic requirements, because normally they do it based on the mile grid system that the Northwest Territories was surveyed under, and that's why it goes from 1450 to 1475 under the county's normal nomenclature. But if it doesn't have a common name, it goes by the mileage from the baseline, so it's 1450 because it's 14.5 miles north
Right.
of the baseline. Then it goes to 1475
Right.
because it's 14.75
Which-
miles north of the baseline.
Okay, and then the other situation is that every house on that road up to that curve, or that little jag, is addressed, including the golf course, addressed 1450. Every one of them is. Every house on there is addressed 1450, including the golf course. That is its GIS legal address. Even though NDOT has it in Clubhouse. So if we change it to 1450, then all of the houses that go past the gatehouse to 600 would have to change address, and that will be handled by the county. So we need to make a decision on how this is going to be named. Because I want to get it to the commissioners as soon as possible for all, I mean, it's got 3 names. We need one name. It helps EMS, it helps us get grants for that. Can we resurface? Can we do anything to that with NDOT calling it Clubhouse, it being Enforcement
Yeah,
Center?
that's inconsequential to them, so, I mean, right now, what we could use, in that we have those portions of road in our local agreement, in our inventory, we can maintain those as we see fit.
Even though NDOT calls it Clubhouse
That's
Road?
why NDOT calls it
Correct.
clubhouse, because we have this clubhouse.
Yeah.
On
Town
your-
has it, and it's in our road inventory as clubhouse.
Yeah, and if they call it clubhouse and it came from the town of Santa Claus, because typically, they will just use a road inventory number.
Right,
Like you got inventory number 9, inventory 12, whatever the number may be, so I think that's inconsequential.
so we changed the whole thing from 245 all the way to 600 to Clubhouse Road? And make all those people change their addresses, including the golf course?
Makes sense. I mean, it's been Clubhouse Road where the golf course is forever.
But the golf course doesn't call it Clubhouse, they have 1450 as their address. That is their GIS address.
I had no idea why.
Mm-hmm. I know.
It's because the county plan commission didn't address it correctly.
Christmas Lake Golf Club,
Mm-hmm,
it's showing 7200 East County Road, 1450 North.
right.
It
1450.
said nothing about Clubhouse.
No,
It says Clubhouse Road here.
it says it on that, but it doesn't say on their address. Their legal address is 1450. I've been through every GIS address on this road and talked to many people. So if we want to name it Clubhouse Road, let me know.
Put it up for a vote, or? You wanna leave it as is? You know, my argument would be what I said before. A lot of streets got different names, 2 names. Some roads that within town has 3 names, including the road that you're talking about. Because if I come from Dale, 245, it's also known as North Holiday Boulevard. And I get to the stoplight, caution light rather, it turns into 162, 245. And then I make the curve, and it goes back to 245 down the road and 162 to the north. 162 to the west. So, various common names. And, you know, it has been the practice with the town of Santa Claus to have our streets named what we want it to, whether it's 1450, Clubhouse Road, or, you know, Holiday Boulevard, whatever. So. Does everybody feel?
So Matt, if you get called to,
We had to run this afternoon up there. It was page 2, I can tell you what it was. It's 1475, I'll give you the number.
yeah,
Was that right before the meeting?
Didn't I? No, that was on St. Peter's.
That was our-
St. Peter's Church Road before the meeting.
Yeah, this was earlier today.
This was,
It was second.
we were at page 2463 East, 1475 North.
Which is past the village towards 600.
before
Right
the
by the horse stables.
Yes.
Right, it's that house,
Mhm.
we've been there 3-4 times.
Yep.
Tan house is
Yep. I know exactly what you're talking about.
we got called out there. It was 10:30 this morning.
Mhm.
I've been to that a couple of times.
So this map I'm looking at, that doesn't even have it labeled as 1475.
Yep, but it is.
So it goes back to all these other companies out there in the world. They're not doing their proper research of the town.
But when they did the, what was it? They found that the direction of the road changed, even though you can't, I mean, like, as a person who's driving the road, you can't see that the direction of the road changes, but apparently the direction of the road
It goes
changes.
to the northwest.
Mhm.
It goes north, that's when it's.
And it went to 1475, yeah.
It goes that way.
I've been told by everyone who I spoke to, EMS, Highway Department, and the county, that naming this road one name is more than justified, number one. Number two, one side of the road is Town of Santa Claus, correct? The other side of the road is Lamar,
Some of it is.
yeah,
Lamar Andrew.
yeah. So if we name the road, then that includes the whole road, right? That's gonna include both sides of the road.
Well, the county needs to agree to.
I know, and that's where I have to go next.
So the county would change it away with 1475.
Yes, if we change it, yeah, everything's going to be changed to
But
what,
they could change that to 1450 themselves.
Yeah, they can change it to 1450 themselves, because it's not in the town.
okay, but what about, since we have the interlocal agreement on 1450,
But it stops.
We still have the, we still have the local agreement for that portion of the road, but they can rename 1475 to 1450 if they want to. It's still their prerogative to name it. I don't imagine I can't imagine they would rename it 1450 because it goes against all the whole geographic
Grid.
numbering system of all your county roads throughout the entire state of Indiana. Because it's not 1450, it's 1475.
Maybe it's on the next-
14.75 miles.
on the next quadrant of the grid.
But I think you're more concerned about the Clubhouse Road and the 1450
yeah.
discrepancy, right?
And also the fact that it's legit one road. And even though the grid, like you said, you know, I understand that. Everyone I spoke to agreed that it should have one name.
I think the town agrees with that too.
Right.
Yeah.
So the name needs to be determined, and then I will take it to the commissioners. And if the town has jurisdiction over that road now, as far as repair and everything, then I think the town should make that decision. And then we take it to the county and say, hey, here's what we're gonna do, you guys gave it to us, now we've decided to do this.
See, like on the county side, like 1475,
Mm-hmm,
if you keep going where it intersects with 600,
mm-hmm,
if you go west over to Buffalo Road, it lines up with 1475 west. There's another, the old dump road.
yeah,
We
yeah,
always called it back in high school.
yeah,
There used to be a dump back in there before new 231 came in.
mm-hmm,
It actually lines with 1475.
right.
Over
But
there, so
if-
it goes against the whole geographic.
I know, I
numbers
agree
of
with
the
you.
County roads, that's why they should go with a common name like Clubhouse Road,
Okay,
because of the fact that it doesn't go with.
so tell me why, how is that, then how do you determine that little clubhouse, whatever it is, that private road that's called Clubhouse, that goes to the condos, and this road is called Clubhouse if you're EMS?
I don't know, that's some question for these guys.
Private drive, isn't
Yeah, but how do you, like, for EMS, is it gonna be okay that both roads are named Clubhouse?
it? We've got how many multiple?
I know
We've got
we-
roads in Lake Rudolph and Christmas Lake, the same roads. We get called to wherever, I mean.
But those are both on the same road. You know, you're talking Clubhouse hits Clubhouse then. Is that gonna cause technical difficulties? Clubhouse hits
Could.
Clubhouse.
It could, I mean.
Okay,
There's
That's
a
my
lot of
concern with
outsiders
that.
working in the county. I mean,
is that private road's called Clubhouse and then this road's called Clubhouse? Does that create,
They should just in the addressing, be consistent with their addressing and give them numbers along Clubhouse Road, so that they would know
Name on
that it's
that.
down there.
yeah, is it called Clubhouse, is that little road called Clubhouse Road?
Here it shows me, I think it is.
It shows,
Oh, it does, it says Clubhouse
it shows up
Road.
on GIS, both of them show up as Clubhouse Road right
I
now.
know,
In fact, they've even got the entry going into the clubhouse.
so would it be Clubhouse Road North?
It's called Clubhouse Drive.
Okay, so is it called Clubhouse, then would we call it Clubhouse Road
I
North?
think one's called
Well,
road,
didn't you
one's
just
called.
say
One's
drive?
drive and
Yeah.
road.
Okay,
Road
so road
one's-
and drive would make the difference.
Yeah.
So if we decided to change that road to Clubhouse Road, it would be the only Clubhouse Road. Okay, okay, I can live with
But
that.
then everyone on that road has to change their addresses.
To
because-
Clubhouse Road instead of just the 1450.
Because I believe when I looked at like all the water bills and
Yes.
stuff for people living on that road, it was not Clubhouse Road.
No, they're all 1450 or
So all
1475.
those people are gonna have to change their banking, their auto pays, their payroll,
Their
their,
social security card, everything,
Everything.
everything. Yeah, Kay and I talked about that.
It's as broad as it's long, because the people on 1475 right now, we're gonna have to change all their addresses and stuff.
Yes, I know, it just eliminates one segment of people who have to do so.
How many people are we talking
I
30?
can't remember how many I pulled water bills for.
Not quite 30.
No, it's like,
No.
It was like,
1450 would be.
I think I
like
only
two-
six.
I think I pulled 9 or 10.
No, 6 people on 1450. But then there's all the 1475s who have to change theirs too.
yeah, so you got Russ.
245 and
About
600,
six
probably a dozen.
Yeah, probably a dozen in the whole shebang.
Yeah.
6 on each end.
So true, yeah.
He would have to change his.
And Russ, would it be the county's responsibility at that bad curve to put a sign that says Clubhouse Road 600? Because there is no street sign there anywhere.
There used to be,
looked-
I don't know what's happened to it, but I mean, now that it is under our jurisdiction, I would say it would be us to put up.
Yeah, because there is nothing, there's only the arrows that show, hey, you're gonna hit a sharp curve.
So you guys have probably already considered this contingency, maybe you have talked about it tonight, but say in 2027, when our agreement expires and the county would opt to take that one section of road back, would they be happy with having it named?
Well, that's why I have to go to the
Something else.
commissioners. That's why I have to go to the commissioners.
Technically, they have to name that anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have to call it the county, so they have to, if they are in agreement with it, they would have to rename it from
There you go.
1475 to.
Yeah.
That's why I have to go to the commissioners. After
Well, and the
this.
south lane down on the other end is still county naming rights, basically. I mean, it's already Clubhouse Road in everywhere that's in the town's jurisdiction. I don't think the town has to do anything at this point.
No, I wouldn't think so. Now, only, the 45-degree angle stretch going from town limits up to the first curve there.
I mean, I have to look back at our ordinance, but I believe you've already got it all named Clubhouse Road where it is in the town.
So you're saying just to the back gate, more or less?
Yeah, well, to the end of those, there's like 4 houses there after you turn right out of the back gate. It's still in the village there, that are on Silver Bell.
Yeah, it's right where you get to
So
Russ.
go to the edge of the village.
Russ
So, but
Weaver's house is the
it
first one.
stays 1450, and again, I hate to drag all this out, but it stays 1450 from down Lemon to the back gate till it turns west there.
No, it's right where, it's
Russ
right
Weaver's
before the back
house.
gate.
Russ Winkler's house has got 1475.
That's it.
Okay.
Winkler's
That makes sense.
1475.
I see it now.
Yeah, Russ.
Okay,
yeah,
so if we
Russ-
have that named Clubhouse Road, then, but only to there, then it still has 2 names?
No, the county needs to rename their portion of it, the south lane on the east end, and then part of it is now 1475. To make it uniform, they just need to rename it. And readdress the clubhouse, because the clubhouse never should have been on there, because it's always been on Clubhouse Road. So that's been Clubhouse Road since the 1960s, probably.
In the guise of safety, in the guise of all the things that I've told you, do me, Tricia Ball, town council member of Santa Claus, go to the county and say, change the name? Because that's why this whole conversation's happening.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
I, as a
well, I mean. it's-
Santa Claus town council member, I go to the county and I say, hey, you guys need to change this name to Clubhouse Road?
We don't pass a resolution requesting it, maybe as a body. to
That's,
say,
okay,
We have named, I mean, it's always been named Clubhouse Road from the town standpoint. But it would only apply to the town's portion, so because the south lane is in the county down there, even though we maintain it under the interlocal agreement, because the south lane in front of all those houses to the east end are on 1450, that's the reason they've given them a 1450 address.
okay.
The ones up there on 1475, that's entirely the county's prerogative to name it 1475 or 1450 or Clubhouse Road. But you as a body can't take any action for naming that. That would be entirely up to the county. You'll have done everything appropriate.
So technically, our name is on the north side of the road, so if there was houses where the golf course is, it would be considered a clubhouse road.
Yeah, the clubhouse should have a Clubhouse Road address. I don't know why when they
They
did
do
911,
not?
I don't know why when they did 911 address and they didn't give them a Clubhouse Road address. I have no idea.
I think they
It's always
have.
been Clubhouse Road.
Yeah, I think they changed it.
Because the entire road is in the town at that point, it's always been named Clubhouse Road. They probably did it thinking, because all these houses here that are on the south side of the road are 1450, we're gonna keep 1450 as their address, because probably the same concern is, we want there to be some uniformity here, and even though they're in the town, they're the only structure along there that is in the town.
Well, using your logic though, if you look on the map, right where the road starts to curve in a northwesterly direction, if you're telling me that's where it technically changed to 1475, then that's why they've got a 1475 address.
Who?
Clubhouse.
No, the clubhouse is on 1450.
1450.
1450. That's what I'm saying from earlier. You technically would not change to 1475 until you make a westerly route from that curve.
Yeah, he said it should be called Clubhouse Road, their address should be.
Yeah.
They don't even have 911 addresses on the condos back there. Oh, yeah, they do. 13 East Clubhouse Road.
Clubhouse Road, not Drive.
They have 13 East Clubhouse Road, Unit 102B. So they have them named under Clubhouse Road.
Yes, they do.
So they don't have any.
That's why I said Clubhouse Road, Clubhouse
It's got
Road.
one address for all of them.
PCD.
It's got one address for all of them, even though it's 3 separate buildings, 2 separate buildings.
Two.
2 buildings.
It's 2
So
buildings.
technically, each building, I think, should have a different address. I think that's how the 911 is. Actually, you guys know more about 911 than I do. I like each building.
No, they'll just have one address for one building, they'll just say apartment A, apartment B, or apartment 14.
But these are 2 separate buildings. I'm
Just
saying
like down here.
these are 2 different buildings.
Yeah, but we have multiple buildings down here, it's
They're
just
all on one.
Fireplace Drive, and they just tell you apartment 18. You gotta
Apartment
find
19.
18.
We had one down there.
Yeah,
Apartment 19.
See, that's how and the other lot next to that has an address of County Road 1475, even though it's on 1450.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, it's on Clubhouse Drive, not 1450.
Yes, and then one of the other roads, first, when we looked at GIS with the highway department, it came up 600. And then all of a sudden, it flipped legit, like, while we watch the screen, that road is an emergency nightmare. Something needs to change. I've done legwork, I've talked to everybody. Do I just say to the county, hey, you guys, you need to change this?
That comes back to what, the agreement, Kevin,
Yeah, the interlocal agreement says we are in charge of that right side, I guess, all the way to 600. So that means it's ours, right?
No,
We don't own it, we have just agreed to maintain it.
So what are we maintaining? 1450, 1475 Clubhouse Road?
I am maintaining from Newton 245 to County Road 600.
You know, the funny thing is, if you click on the tennis courts up at the clubhouse, they have an address of 1182 South Clubhouse Drive. The tennis courts at the clubhouse have a Clubhouse Drive address.
Which is on the other side of the road.
No, the tennis courts are on the same side.
No, they're on the side of the road as the clubhouse, but they're not on the 1450, 1475 Clubhouse Road.
Yeah.
They're on the other side. They're in the
If you
village.
click on that parcel, it has, actually, the parcels themselves have addresses.
Just call it the golf related meeting.
1182 South Clubhouse Drive, and then if you look at it would be the 9th, is that, or now the 18th fair, the 18th green is at 1180 South Clubhouse Drive. So, they do have Clubhouse Drive addresses on all those parcels.
I know.
So it's
No,
not.
it's a disaster.
It's the county's disaster though.
Okay. So with us having the interlocal agreement,
Sound like it's a syntax problem at the beginning.
Well, it sounds like the county just needs to clean up their
Yeah, that's what
911
I'm saying,
address.
exactly, that's what I'm
That's
saying.
really what needs.
so can we make a recommendation?
I would, yeah, let me.
Because then I can take the recommendation to the county.
Can we prepare a resolution for the next meeting to have you all resolve to request that they clean up all the records because of our emergency personnel who are the primary responders in that area?
I would appreciate that.
Because really it's the county's problem.
I know, but it needs to, somebody needs to tell them, and it needs to be legit, because if I just go there and say, hey, you need to fix this, they're not gonna listen. I need something legit to
I'll
show
prepare a
them.
resolution for you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Sorry to take all that time.
no problem, glad we got it worked out.
And it'll be 5 years down the road before Google,
I know.
everybody gets it fixed.
No, I know.
Oh, Google, yeah, Google.
It's on
Yeah.
fire, I'm all up for flames. Right?
Well, for what it's worth, I'm the point of contact with GIS, so once you guys get this resolved, I just call them up and say,
Thank you.
look, this road gets renamed this.
Good, thank you.
will be on a first name basis, huh?
Not quite, but I'm working on it.
Thank you, Kevin, for doing the resolution, I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Russ, you have anything else?
I do, unfortunately. So and we're moving on to wastewater unless there's anything else from the trails or streets that we need to hash out. Back in, I believe, November or October, I presented to the council for their review, the 2026 wastewater utility budget. I wanted to just send the council a draft for their review and input. As you can see, the copy that you have tonight, I have updated very minutely, but I still have draft on it unless, just so in case the council, if they had any more input for it. If you notice, our expenditures are in deficit to what our revenue will be, if I said that correctly. Basically what it is, we'll spend more than we'll make in '26. I have the budget as it is because I cannot make any substantial changes that don't change anything. So, the forecasted revenues for next year, I don't want to say that the revenues are flat, but they kind of are. We've grown a little bit water use wise. I know we have at least one commercial entity coming in next year, i.e. the new apartments over here, so that will boost it somewhat. I'm not really seeing much more on the horizon as far as boosting or increasing our wastewater usage. So, again, the budget is what it is. Like I said, we are in deficit. I know there was a point in time when we had to pass it through USDA, which we don't anymore. So we can ratify or you can approve it as it sits, or have me take another look at it, which again, there's no substantial changes that I can make that it will make any difference. I can move some monies around within departments, funds, I should say. And as Jane has described to me, it's different than the way we did it years ago. Basically, a wastewater budget was a wastewater budget. Now all the funds are broken down into groups and you can only move monies within those funds. So I looked at that again today, and anything that I would need to move around for any particular line item, I can do within those funding parameter, whatever you want to call it, so.
Russ, when was the last time we had a rate increase on wastewater?
2009-ish, 2010-ish, and I'm glad you gave me that segue, because I did actually put some money in here for a rate study.
15 grand.
Yeah, so, I mean, I know we are looking at two different schools here, the political side and the reality side. We need to step back from the political side and look at reality. And I'm not, 2025 did not help us out. In 2003, we had a state-of-the-art wastewater plant. Well, the old girl started to show her age. So we also had some bond revenue monies that I've used, and I, as honestly as I could, tried to justify making upgrades, which was just stuff that was worn out. And again, it was old enough to where you could not get that exact replacement part, so we did have to upgrade. But I actually have some trepidation about 26. It's imperative that we back away from the political side of this and get to the reality that utility department's gonna have to pay their bills in 26. So I want the council to consider hard a rate study in 26 and possibly a rate increase in 26 as well, if that's even possible. I know that we did just get word from Total Lake last week. I think I made you all aware of that. They're looking at a 9%, or we're looking at maybe doing a 9% increase in 26 on water.
So they also mentioned that they're gonna look at that every year or
Yes.
twice a year?
Yes.
9% every year or twice?
They're
Well,
gonna look at their fees.
they are actually going to pass on a larger increase
Yeah.
at the town. The Water Course Board has handled their finances such that they can either do it incrementally or not pass along that entire increase from the total lake. Or they can at least stave it off for a while, where they can do it in phases, if you will.
But I think we're looking at passing that cost on.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah,
Yes.
yes, yeah, and I probably March-ish, I think is what they're looking at.
And that's not just this community, it's the
No,
community,
Oh, yeah,
everybody that's using.
Is
it.
affected by the
Right,
total,
and
yes.
as you guys know.
And we're fortunate that we get majority of our water from our aquifer.
That's correct, it's almost 50-50.
Russ, I probably should know this question. I feel dumb asking it. If we're talking about becoming regional water and selling water, why are we buying water?
Because of a 40-some-year contract.
How many years is left in this? I knew there was a contract, I couldn't remember what
You
it
know when the
was.
contract,
And right now, I get it, but it's not a bad backup deal, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Say, for instance, we would have, fortune forbid, a major catastrophe, we lose our water plant, well, then we can get up to 600,000 a day from Patoka. And we kind of went into the whole new water plant with that thing in mind. One or the other, for lack of a better term, cracks out, you got the other one as backup.
yeah,
But we make 0.7 MGD at the water plant, we get 0.6 from Patoka on a daily basis.
contingency plan.
Yeah. But no, we've been in the contract with Patoka for, like I said, at least 40 years. Did we just renew that, Kevin? Did we just renew the contract?
Several years ago.
Yeah, it's been some years ago. But yeah, I mean, I know prior to that, it's like a 40-year contract, and I'm assuming this wasn't the
I
same.
think it goes to the mid-40s or so, like 45. or
Yeah.
something.
So we're pretty deep into a contract then with them.
Yeah. Yeah, well, yeah, we're starting over on a new phase of that contract now. If that's one day went away and a new one took its place.
I think it's mid-40s. Is my next.
Yeah.
The advantage of that is we got backup.
Exactly.
We don't have to put all our eggs into a new state-of-the-art
Yeah.
plant to make
Yeah,
it.
like I said, it's not necessarily a
And
bad.
potentially the same way, if Patoka would have an issue, we could actually.
Right.
Oh,
We could
yeah,
actually
and
sell
they-
the water.
Yeah,
Yes.
and we have utilized that, and they've taken full advantage of that, and we the same.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's actually a good thing, because our water system actually is probably more environmentally safe, or impervious to
Right.
potential issues. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
Ours is more
issues-
natural.
Well, a few years ago, we had a pretty significant drought. I mean, if you ever went
Yes.
through Patoka.
I
2 summers
remember
ago,
how
it was-
Patoka.
It was pretty low, and
Yeah.
they're limited to how much water they can take out of the lake by DNR. And they were hitting
Yeah,
Oh,
the
yeah.
space where they were
Yeah.
worried about
that was
being
like
able to supply
2
water
years
to
ago.
everybody that they have contracted with, so we could actually could supply water to them on the same token. So it's not a bad thing to have in place.
So if we do this rate study and, you know, being a resident of this place for 36 years and everything Patoka's gone up and then we,
Pass it along.
yes. And then do we need to add yet more because,
Now, I'm speaking just strictly the wastewater side.
okay,
So, and how that essentially works is if whatever your water meter says, that's the amount of sewage that you get billed. Right now, we're paying six something, I think, 1,000 for water. That is just strictly for the water, not service fees and all that. We're paying 1435, 1,000 for wastewater right now. And again, we've had that since, like I said, I think 2009 was the last rate increase we had.
That's why we have the summer discount.
Yeah.
because A lot of people use the water for their yards, pools, and
Right.
whatever. It's not all in-regard sources.
yeah. I'm for a rate hike, even though I've paid these bills for years and I don't want to pay more, but I think that in order to sustain a good facility and product, that you have no choice.
We can't go back to what happened back in 2000 where we were under a non-band
Yeah.
bill, rather.
Right?
Yeah, I think,
So we don't want to get back to that stage.
Well, I mean, it's getting to the point, and we've been to this before, we've seen 300% increases in materials.
Yes.
I mean, that coupled with just O&M, like I said, it makes me unable to sleep at night sometimes.
And you're sleeping a little bit better
A little bit
than we
better.
did this past summer with the lining of the
Absolutely.
pumps.
Yes, and again, I will reiterate, we've only scratched the surface there.
I understand that.
We've done like 10 miles out of 70.
right,
So
But you can see a difference.
we can actually see a difference. And again, we've been doing, not exact science studies for 20 years. So we, with the help of IDEM actually, also, we knew the areas in which to look.
Well, when we have that public hearing, go on and reserve the community center.
yes, we will definitely need the community center, definitely.
Yeah, I would like to think that folks would understand where we are. Again, in order, I don't know if the right term to stay solvent, that the wastewater utility is gonna need to do this increase.
But it's money, and money
Absolutely,
always
no doubt
hurts.
about it.
Mhm.
No doubt about it.
Money hurts,
So I think we need to be looking
yeah,
first part of the year about obtaining the numbers that we're going to need.
Yeah, and we do that with the rate study, obviously, and I think we've already reached out to London Whitty or somebody, didn't we, as far
It's
as?
down, ours is London, we didn't.
Yeah, we did reach out to someone and they said 15,000 was the
Yeah.
estimate at the time.
So I don't know if it takes council resolution or motion to move this forward. Go ahead and approve the rate study? Is that what we need to do? Is that what the council desires to
Retention
do?
of,
Okay.
well, we have money in the budget. You have 15,000 in the budget, for 2025 to spend on a rate study, otherwise they can't, they'll have to wait till 2026.
He put
Yeah, I
in
mean,
26 as
that's the
subject,
gist
though.
of it right there. I mean, the money is budgeted for 2026.
Yeah, you have to wait till 2026 then.
Yeah, which you did.
We can revisit it in
I know.
January.
Yeah.
Unless you got the money
January.
in 2025, you can't.
So add that to our January agenda.
I say we
January.
get moving with it, bill as quick as we can.
Oh, I think so too, I think immediately. So that'll be on the January.
That's perfect. Again, so back to the wastewater budget. As the young folks say these days, it is what it is. I don't know if the council wants to consider anything else on it tonight or go ahead and approve the budget as it's presented. We can go through line item by line item if you like. Like I said, my forecasted revenues for 26, no pipe dreams there. I mean, I took down a bare bones, so.
Good pipe dreams.
Just for reading the numbers out loud for the public, I'm forecasting our revenues for 2026 in the wastewater will be $1,261,434.
Their expenses.
I have forecasted, this doesn't mean we're gonna spend, but I have forecasted expenditures, $1,466,919.15.
$205,000 more.
Yes.
Can't really trim that much.
No,
I said there's no substantial differences that I can make.
no.
And again, my expenditures, typically I will do a 5% increase just for what I call raw products and services. That's all I've done. I've cut some other things back, again, shoved some things around, but, like I said, that expenditure is bare bones.
So do we need a motion to approve this budget?
If you wanna approve
Make
it,
a
yep.
motion to approve the 2026 wastewater budget as stated by Russ.
Okay, I have a first from Jason,
I'll second.
and a second from Ryan. Any other discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. No, passes 4-0.
So the goal is, Russ,
See some light.
yeah. Give it 206.
Yeah, so I mean, it's just another excuse for me to harp on my management team, say, look, let's tighten up the first week.
Yeah.
The only time they worry about money when they don't have any.
It's a lot of tightening. It's a lot of
Yeah,
tightening.
it really is, I mean, yeah. The reality of it is, we've got a 23-year-old wastewater plant now, it has a lot of moving parts that, like I said, getting to the point where she needs constant attention. So
Yeah.
that is all I have, unless council has any further questions or concerns. I am going in for a procedure on the 30th of December. I will do my darndest to be here on the 29th, but just to let you guys know, the 30th is a colonoscopy, so you
Yes.
know what happens the day before,
You're
right?
gonna be really
We'll
hungry.
make it a short meeting.
Oh my, after 5 o'clock, you don't wanna
I'm
be
saying
here.
just make it a short meeting.
After 5 PM, you don't wanna be here, Russ. Not after 5.
Kevin, you're up.
Bills?
I'm sorry?
Bills?
I haven't, no, I don't know.
No.
I didn't look about that. My last-
They mine won't let me do the.
But it's gotta be better than when they started out. I mean, it sounded like you stuff went scrape off the bottom of a farm pond. That's what mine tasted like.
No, that's what it was a
Well,
little.
I wonder if I could go-
Kevin?
Okay, Kevin, your turn.
I'm sorry, what are we on for?
You are up for ordinance 2025-09.
Okay, your clerk treasurer advised me that she is fearful about. the-
Fearful, that's a strong word.
Strong word.
I don't
about the
fear
penny-
much.
Penny shortage, that we're about to, well, I mean, they've stopped making it, so obviously at some point it's going
Oh.
to occur everywhere. I mean, they're already apparently having a shortage, but now that they're not making them, there will be an exacerbated issue. So, obviously, right now, and she served with other clerk treasurers on her list, that they've got a problem that,
We have
They
not
can't-
experienced a problem locally yet. I mean, we are still giving out change just fine, day to day, no issues. On the listserv, there has been a lot of discussion from other towns who are already experiencing penny shortages. They're struggling with how to handle that. We can't force people to round up, like when you go to Walmart, they put signs up now and say, if it's this much, you round up, if it's this much, you round down. I mean, we can't forcefully charge people for more than what the service we provided. So we cannot round up. If we round down, their bill's not gonna be paid in full, and then they're gonna get a penalty.
Yeah.
So we need to address the penny shortage, for the future, something to think about. So Kevin and I have discussed this, what our options are. We could go cashless, that's an option. We're both kind of not in favor with that, just because we are a government entity and cash is still a legal tender. And as a government entity, we're not a private business. So I think we should accept cash. I don't think that that's a viable option. I mean, you guys can't,
Cash.
Yeah.
you can
Some people
determine to go
farmers-
cashless, a lot of businesses are cashless, so that's up to you guys. If we do allow cash payments, I would like an ordinance to, and we think, Kevin and I have discussed this, we think this is fair, that they should pay exact change. If they cannot provide exact change, a credit will be given for the loose change to their next bill, and we will give change back.
Only in dollars, only
In-
currency. You don't get
in
any change
currency.
back, basically. If they can't provide you the exact change, then we only get back paper money.
Right.
And that's what ordinance 2025-09, ordinance amending policies for receiving cash payments for utility and other services. That's what it provides, is that if they do not pay with exact, then the town shall not provide change less than $1, and any overpayment by such customer shall be applied as a credit to such customer's account.
I think that was stated very well. The more I read it, the more I agree with it, so.
And we
Yeah.
currently have people who pay ahead, I mean, we do have people who come in with cash and they don't want the change back, and they want the credit on the next,
I hear a lot of
bill.
people that way.
The problem is without this, she can't force anybody to overpay.
No, I know, I think this has to.
She can't force them to.
So this is still not forcing people.
No.
They have the option to pay by exact change. If they do not,
Then it becomes a credit,
then it becomes a credit
Yes.
on their next
So
account.
moved.
yes, and
The
second,
problem, we can't give out change, it's gonna become a problem, they can't give exact change.
yeah, exactly,
And I mean,
it's
they'll never
a
have a credit
circle.
more than $1.
That's right,
It's
it's
not
a
like
circle.
they're, it's not like they're saying I'm not gonna feed my kid because you're not giving me back my change.
Yes,
It's gonna be-
exactly,
It's gonna be less than $1.
we're giving you credit,
No,
yeah.
and they always have the option of paying another way if they wanna pay
Yeah,
the exact amount. They
Or a
can
check.
pay by card, they can pay by a check, they can pay by money order or cashier. I mean, if they do not wanna pay more, I mean, there are options. But if they do wanna pay cash, then,
So you need a first reading of ordinance 25-09.
We have a motion by Jason,
and a second one.
and a second by you. Any other discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. Let it be known it passes 4-0.
I don't need any money from you.
I'm just
We don't have
throwing
exact
I'm just throwing pennies at you.
we will be having an invoice at the next meeting for Kevin Patmore, which will get approved and a check will be issued by,
And we'll be cashed
and will be.
by the
See you in cash. Sure you got 99 cents.
Yes, that's right.
That's all I got for you.
Okay, cool. Get out of
Okay.
here.
So, first I want to verify that I have the vote right on the last holiday thing, because I had the first vote as 3-1-1, and it passed.
Two.
Oh, wait, yeah, 2-1-1.
Mhm.
Yes, two in favor, 1 against, 1 abstain. And then the motion to suspend was 4-0.
Right,
So the second reading is where it gets fuzzy, because I thought it was the exact same vote, 2 in favor, 1 against, and 1 abstain. So I think since it failed, I have my vote wrong. So I need to correct my vote for the
It
minutes.
was- On the second reading, I think it was 3-0. Because I told Brian he didn't really have to abstain.
3-1.
It was aye.
He,
I mean, yeah, I'm sorry, 3-1.
yeah,
3-1,
So it was 3-1-0,
yeah. 3-1.
but then didn't it pass?
No, because then it takes 4 on a suspension of rules.
Oh, I thought it just took,
All present.
I just thought it took all present to actually suspend the rules, but it does on the second reading as well. That's where I was confused. Okay. Because I wrote it down, and I was like, okay, that's confusing. Okay. So the next thing I have is the 2026 salary ordinance for the second reading. We had the first reading at the December meeting, normal, regular meeting. And the changes that we agreed on at that time after the first meeting was for the Waterworks Board President, the monthly amount to be increased to $350, which I did. You'll see it on the line here. Okay, and the other one was for the full-time deputy marshal hourly. I did increase that up to $27 an hour, as we had an officer who was above the previous limit. So these are not what they're getting paid, it's just the up to.
Right.
So, it was previously $25, an hour, and we had one officer with the, approved 4% raise, pushed them up over that $25 an hour, so.
I think we've got two common numbers, because it's one with the cash that we just approved, this 25.
It should be
Dash
-09.
09.
I corrected that, yeah, we're gonna have to, it's 09 for the second reading, yeah.
Go with the cash, okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
yeah, it's
25
on here. Yeah, it was just written wrong, it's right on our agenda.
Oh,
It's incorrect on the paper that we had in our file. So it is correct on the agenda though.
Oh, mine says 2509. It must be, the girls must have. I
Yeah,
guess.
somehow or other got this.
Okay, it is,
It's all right,
it'll be corrected then.
Yes.
It's corrected on this one.
for the next one.
Okay.
So it's 2507 for the 26 salaries, 2508 was for the amended one that got declined, and then 25-09 for the cash.
Okay, and mine was 09, but his is 07. So
He
somehow,
just got
he got
the-
the wrong copy. He
Yeah,
got the
okay.
copy. Okay, so make a motion that we approve ordinance 2025-07 concerning salaries and wages for 2026.
Second.
The first and second from Patricia and Jason. Any other discussion? If not, we call for a vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Let it be known it passes 4-0.
Okay, and then the only thing else I have is the nepotism forms. I have those here to pass around to have you all sign. Every year, I have you sign those at the end of the year meeting, just stating that you have followed the nepotism policy in place and that you have not partaked in nepotism for this year, 2025. So I have one of those for each of you to sign, if there's any questions about that. It's the same one that we had last year. Always. And then if there's no miscellaneous,
I just want to clarify, the reason they can't pass it on the first reading, they've got to have a two-thirds of the council have to agree to vote for passage on the same night, on the second reading, and 3 out of 5 only is 0.6, not 0.666.
Because even though we had an absence, it still counts as 3 out of 5. Okay,
It's 2/3 of the entire
Okay.
council must approve it on the first night.
okay, thank you for that
Okay,
clarification.
just so everybody.
that's why I wanted to
It's only-
clarify
Yes,
it too. just-
exactly.
Yeah, if you want to.
I wanted to make sure I wrote it down
If you
right.
want-
Oh, because of the second reading.
If you want to pass an ordinance on the night it is introduced,
Mhm.
it takes unanimous consent to bring it to the table of everyone present. Then it
Which
takes
we have.
4 out of the
Which we
5
did.
council members, because you have a 5-minute limit for
Exactly.
council, it takes 4 out of the 5 to vote yay
Okay.
in order to pass it on the
Okay.
night it is first introduced.
Because we sped it up, so, okay,
Yes.
thank you for clarifying.
Any miscellaneous before we go to vouchers?
So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I have general vouchers in the amount of $61,323.92.
Make a motion to approve the general voucher in the amount of $61,323.92.
Second.
Have a first from Jason, a second from Brian for the general voucher. Any other discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye. All those opposed say nay. Let it be known it passes 4-0.
Okay, I have wastewater vouchers in the amount of $74,100.66.
Make a motion to approve the wastewater voucher in the amount of $74,100.66.
Have a first from Jason and a second from Patricia, for the wastewater voucher. Any other discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye. All those opposed say nay. Let it know it passes 4-0. Do those need to be signed while we're under the meeting or?
Yeah.
It's exciting. No, I'm not.
We don't do the test, you're doing that.
Yeah.
Correct, Jane?
Procedure.
Yes. Correct.
Right.
There's one.
Rest of it take 25 miles a day.
It's not written.
We have all,
You just have 2 vouchers?
2 vouchers, yeah.
Okay, well, that's fine.
we have all the documents signed for the evening, so we can make a motion to adjourn.
May I?
Yes.
60 seconds.
Sure, sure.
I promise I won't talk about having.
Are you our miscellaneous?
Or 1450.
Please don't.
I'm sorry. Thank you for bearing with me for like 60 seconds. Earlier, when we were talking about, I'm going to give you my personal email, I wanted to make sure that the people at home, the number, the published number at the State House, the phone number, and the email, I encourage people to call up there, and the reason for that is, there's I have a staff member that I share with another senator, and his responsibility is to try to, all the phone calls, emails, doing research and scheduling appointments. He'll go through, and a lot of times he has the expertise. If people have an issue or a question about BMV or NDOT or something, he has the expertise to get them to the correct place. And then if it's somebody that needs to talk to me, then he'll forward that information, phone number, email to me. So if somebody wants to reach out to me directly, all they have to do is request a phone call and I'll call them back. But a lot of times, they, up at the state, they can direct them to the right place to get technical information that I don't necessarily have. So
Excellent.
that's all it is. So
Thank you for
thank
clarifying.
Thanks.
Make motion to adjourn?
And the first and second to adjourn from Tricia and Jason. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, say nay. Let me know. And pass it.